And we're live. What's up, guys? It's your crew back again. Teach Me Tuesday. You got Sean, Gavin, and Mr. Will Montberry. Guys, today we're gonna jump in. Let's talk about some of the common questions we get. A lot of them are mortgage related because people ask not only lenders mortgage questions, but they also ask realtors. And it's also why it's always good for us to work together so that we can answer those questions accordingly. But we're gonna throw out some of the most common ones that we get constantly. Like, do I need 20% down? What credit score do I need? How much
Mm.
house can I actually afford? And is now even a good time to buy? So if you asked any of those questions before, you're definitely not alone. Today on Teach Me Tuesday, that's what we're doing. We're gonna answer and tackle those questions, and hopefully you walk away, feeling a little bit more confident and a little bit more prepared to get out there and buy a home, become a homeowner. So let's jump right into it, guys. I think let's start with that that first one. We didn't said it before. If you're a repeat watcher, if you're a dedicated tuner inner of the Teach Me
Yeah.
Tuesday program and podcast and whatever you want to call this, then 20% down. No, you don't need 20% down. Not in every situation. Some situations may require you to put 20% down. But
Mm-hmm.
LaShawn, typically, do you need 20% down to buy a house?
No, I mean, you already had answered the question, and I think that's the biggest myth that's out there is that you need 20% down to buy a house. So absolutely not. 20% down is not needed at all. However, I was given the disclaimer where it came from, right? And so, of course, if you're doing a conventional loan, and this is only applicable to conventional, and if you're wanting to avoid private mortgage insurance, most people elect to put down 20% to get rid of mortgage insurance. But the typical first time home buyer, if you just want to buy a house or something like that, using, whether it's VA, USDA, FHA, or anything of those lines, you don't need 20% to buy a house. Now, Wilma, my question to you is, do you get people that kind of ask you a lot about down payment, like how much am I going to need down or anything like that? Do people still ask you that nowadays?
Nah, they don't ask me about down payment at all, So, but
Oh,
yeah,
good.
I get that. That's like one of the number one things I get asked about. What down payment do I need? And like you said, it varies, depending on the program, what you can get approved for, and like I think, I like anywhere from like Gavin talked about 20% all the way. Guess what? To zero.
Zero. Yeah.
Zero. There's 100% financing out there, guys. I'm gonna say it again. It's 100% financing out there, guys.
Yeah.
Especially if there are different loan programs that you can utilize. You can stack different loan programs, but I'm not gonna go too deep into that because we're not
Mm-hmm.
here to talk about all that right now. But you don't need 20% down to answer your
That
question.
black, very vanilla, black and white. You don't
That's
need
it.
20%.
No. Yeah.
So let's jump into another one, man. I like this one. How much house can I afford? Like,
Mm,
I
mm,
like the $600,000 house that Wilmot is listing,
mm-hmm,
but how much house can I afford? I
mm-hmm.
want this house, but can I afford this house? How do
I
we
wonder,
figure
I
this out?
wonder, I wonder, do people really ask that question though, right? Because like I think about like, of course I watch HGTV and sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
I see on the little episodes, they take them to, the nice shiny house first to let them see, what's all out there. And then all of a sudden they get kind of dwindle down to, what they're approved for or what their budget is going to allow. Same thing. So Wilma, I'm gonna go back to you because you're the real estate agent here. I mean, do you get people that truly ask you like how much house can they afford, or do people just want to see what they want to see, and then you got to walk them back to the affordable part?
That's funny you asked that question. I don't think it comes off as how much house can I afford. I normally have to ask them a specific question, and
Okay.
I ask this question in a certain way because I have learned when I say hey, what do you want your monthly payment to be? I get I get some answers that I'm like, well, I got to rephrase that question because sometimes the answers are unrealistic, guys.
Mhm.
Let me explain. Okay. Um, guess what? I highly doubt, unless you're gonna put down a huge down payment.
Right,
Okay. I highly doubt we're gonna find you a home and your monthly payment is gonna be $500, $600 a month.
right,
Okay. All right. And now I'll put that disclaimer out there because you might be rolling coming with it and you putting down, you know, 50, 60%, and your monthly payment may be $500, $600. But
right.
if you like the average person, typical person, guys, and even in Orangeburg where prices are affordable, you know, I like to ask the question, hey, what would you say is for budget wise is your limit as far as, hey, I don't want to pay more than this per month.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Because I
I
just
like
feel like sometimes when I ask that question about what are you comfortable with, it gets a little bit unrealistic. I'm gonna put it like that.
you cut yourself here. I think I changed my. I'm gonna change our little questionnaire that we send out to
Uh-huh.
our buyers because we ask that question like, "What do you want? Like, what do you feel comfortable paying, or where do you want that payment to be?" And you're absolutely right. We get all kind of crazy stuff that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
So
Not
Yeah.
maybe
crazy.
knowing that.
It's
I'm sorry.
just,
You're right.
people just have, they don't,
They
they
don't.
answer the question, to their, truthfully, honestly. This is what I want my payment to be.
They do. They're honest.
Gary, this might be way off topic, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say that I watched this thing yesterday. Some of y'all might have seen it on my YouTube, on my stories. It's with Deion Sanders, right?
Uh-huh.
I
And
saw it. Yes.
yeah, it was so good, but it made me think about what we just was talking about. You might have some big faith. Don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
big faith, and I'm not saying we can't do it. So I want to make sure you might want the lakes. If you watch that, you might want the lakes. But understand this, everybody not gonna get the lakes. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about if you saw that Deion Sanders quote. But if you haven't watched it, I'm pretty sure you can find it. It's about the lakes.
All
It's
right,
about
about
the
the
lakes.
legs.
It's about the
I
lakes.
love it.
All
So
All right. Well,
right.
so this is a good one. This was a good one. This was a good one. I'm gonna ask this question. So, do I need to get pre-approved first? Like, right? Do I,
mm,
if I'm gonna, if one, do I need to get pre-approved first? And if I do get pre-approved, is it gonna hurt my credit to get pre-approved?
mm, mm,
That is a question
mhm,
that comes a lot. So my opinion, I would always
Mhm.
say yes, you do need to get pre-approved first. I know there
Right.
are some, realtors that will take, clients out to look at homes without being pre-approved just to kind of get a feel for, their appetite or something like that. And to each his own. I'm not here to bash anyone. However, my opinion is you should definitely get pre-approved first so you can truly know what those numbers look like. And part two of that, Gavin, if you pre-approve them, is it gonna hurt their credit? Are you gonna make their score go down? Because you pulled the credit.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks that, somebody touches your credit, that's the end of the world. Well,
In the
I
world.
think, in theory, I think a lot of us know a roundabout way whether we know for sure whether we got good credit or we got bad credit. Now, what we may not know is if we don't have any credit at all. Some people are like, oh, I'm not really sure. I can understand that, but whether you have good credit, like like you have great credit, you know that because you worked on that, you did that. Whereas you have bad credit, you did some things to get bad credit. But those people who fall, that may fall in between, um, they may not know. So, in saying that, when it comes to when we pull your credit to get you pre-approved, it's a very nominal um, change that you'll see in your credit, if any at all.
mhm,
Um, the good thing about when you go shopping or rate shopping or shopping and get pre-approved, it's a hard inquiry, and you get almost up to 30 days or so to go shopping, to where any other lender who pulls your credit,
mm,
it still counts as that one hard inquiry. We do
mm,
what's called a soft inquiry, to where it doesn't affect your credit at all.
mm,
We do a soft inquiry up front. We pull two scores. That
mm,
gives us a great analysis of whether or not what the lower of those two scores are. well, hey, we know that you fall in this range before we have to truly do a hard pull to finalize your approval for you to go shopping for a house. But the answer to the question is, um, does it hurt your credit? No, it doesn't hurt your credit from the standpoint that you think, oh man, I'm gonna go from a 700 down to a 500 because I let somebody pull my credit. No, it doesn't work that way. Um, there are factors that can hurt your credit. Like when you go auto rate shopping, sometimes they shop your cars, they shop your insurance, your loan options through several different lenders. Sometimes that's a more costly design than how it is when you go to a specific lender and get your credit pulled, and it's like I said, it doesn't hurt you. That answers the question. Sorry, I went a long around way about does it hurt you or not, but no, it doesn't hurt
Can I be a little blunt real
you.
quick?
Be blunt. Give it to them
Um,
straight. No
you know,
chasing.
I just wanna be upfront with people. If buying a house is something you aspire to do and you need a loan, guess what? You have to get your credit pulled.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's no way
Drop the
around.
mic.
It's like it's as simple as that, guy. You're not serious if you do not want your credit pulled.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just keep it a buck. All right. This isn't to hurt you, it's to help you. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna keep it just like that, and we can move on to the next question.
I love it. Wilmot Chronicle. There you go. Love it.
It
Next
is
question
good.
is,
Oh,
That's what we had.
no, I was gonna say another good one is I get asked, like, so you have people that are ready to shop and people who just want to know where they're at, right?
Mm.
So those people who just want to know where they're at and they go out and get pre-approved. Well, how long does my pre-approval last? Is a common question that we ask. Well, I mean, LaShawn, what if you had to put a time frame on it? How long does someone when they get pre-approved? How long is that good for?
that's a really good question. So, like typically, I always when people ask me that question, the answer I'll give is 30 to 45 days. Your pre-approval lasts 30 to 45 days in theory, right? But there's multiple layers to a pre-approval, right? So think about those. I always use this analogy or this saying that you say, Wilma, that I kind of borrowed from you. You got these buckets, right? The CIA, credit, income, and assets, right?
Right.
I
Right.
love that, right? So credit is one of the buckets to a pre-approval. And with credit expires after 120 days. So as far as the pre-approval goes, yet pre-approval is only going
No
to
doubt.
last from a credit standpoint 120 days, right? Income is another bucket, right? Typically, we like 30 days of pay stubs. We like 2 months of bank statements. Think about things like that. So those will expire after those time frames kind of elapse. And then last but not least, A is for assets. So that's your bank statements, 401k statements, things like that. We usually collect 2 months of those as well. So really, you kind of have a range of 30 days from like a pay stub income standard to, upwards to maybe 4 months, 120 days on the credit, and then some of the other financials there. So just kind of keep in mind. And the biggest thing that we want to see as a lender, and I try to tell people, is that when you kind of get beyond the 30 days and you still haven't, went under contract to buy a house, it's not like you have to apply all over again and you got to, either give more documents sometimes or anything like that. That's not the case. It's just, we just need to refresh some things, depends on how much time has passed.
Good
So
stuff. Good stuff.
that's a good
Well,
question.
I got a
It's
good
really
one
good.
for you. I think
Go ahead.
you can speak to this one from personal experience. Should I pay off my debt before applying?
Well, my.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
Uh, don't do that. Speak with a professional. Your more so your mortgage professional than your realtor about that. And because I you could actually hurt yourself that way. That happened to me and my wife when we were trying to buy our home. We thought we were doing the right thing. We actually let me rephrase that. We were doing the right thing, but at the wrong
Mhm.
time. Okay.
There you
A
go.
lot of buyers do the right things, but at the wrong times, and
Right.
it could mess you up. Okay. So
Mhm.
definitely speak with your mortgage professional first before you do any change of any financials and in
Yeah.
yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Simple.
like that good answer. I mean, because and then again, you could just be wasted. You could be wasting money that you could be using towards your purchase. So it may not be
Absolutely.
necessary. So I like it. I think today's we had a little freedom to roam around today with our common questions. So I mean, if no all hearts and minds are clear today, I think that kind of wraps us up. Our 15 minutes done went by quick.
Yeah, that's
Um,
it.
but yeah, man, we're always here for you guys. If you have any comments, questions, drop them. Reach out to us, DM us, all that good stuff. And man, we look forward to helping somebody out there tuning in reach their opportunity, reach their goals, and get them give them the opportunity to get into the home of their dreams. So until next week,
Let's go.
we out.
We out.
Bye. Have a great day. Have a great week.
Eat 30.
Nothing
Each
30.
day.